Nitish. Good evening, Nitish. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir. I was muted, sir.
Yeah.
I thought there was something. Yes.
Okay. Nitish, can you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir, I can see, sir.
Yeah. Very good.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Hello. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, Tangal, you're audible.
Good evening, sir.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Today, Tarun, do you really have fever there?
What?
He does have
You
fever. He
really
called
have
me.
fever?
He does
Yes.
have fever.
What do you mean now? What do you mean by you really have fever?
How are you this active when you have fever there?
How do you know he is active or not? It
Yeah,
just
Karun, good
You're,
evening.
act-
doesn't take much energy to
Good
speak.
evening, sir.
you're
Yeah.
acting kind of sus there.
Only Konguvel is yet to come.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
doing
sir.
that.
Okay.
I have an eye on you there.
Only his uncle was not active today. Again, looked like he
Okay.
was about to cry.
Okay. Shall we start or wait for a few more
Yes,
minutes for
sir.
Konguvel to come?
Yes, sir.
So we can start, sir.
How
Fine,
does
sir.
it go?
Fine. Anything.
Okay. Okay. Listen first. Okay. Just a quick refresh of previous class. We started the discussion about the tissues, and we defined the tissues and the basic characteristics of tissues. Especially, we discussed about the types of plant tissues like meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, and the main characteristics of meristematic tissue we discussed,
Yes.
and then the types of meristematic tissue. Okay,
Apical
what
and
are
plant.
plant tissues? Yes, what are plant tissues? Types of plant tissues. In that, first we started discussing about meristematic tissue, the characteristic of meristematic tissue, and the types of meristematic tissue. So this is what we discussed in the previous class, and also we started with just introduced what are permanent tissues and the types of permanent tissue. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
yes,
So 1 second, so I'll Oh, Congo came up. I didn't see that.
yeah, Kunguvil has joined, not yet. Yes,
No, I'm
he is
No,
there.
joined,
he
sir. I'm
joined.
here, sir.
Yeah, good. Okay, fine.
I was gonna call you there.
Yeah. Still listen first. Now, uh, permanent tissues. What are permanent tissue?
Tissues
So
that,
tissues that do not divide, they are
Yeah,
help in
tissues
producing.
which have lost their ability to divide. Okay, and they become specialized. Okay, they can't divide
Yes.
because they are no more baby cell. It is an adult cell. Permanent
Adult
tissues of adult cell. So
Adult
adults
cell.
will perform.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, adult cells will have their specific function. Depends upon the shape. They will have their own function. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
permanent tissues will have a specialization and they have some permanent function. Okay, fine. There are two type of permanent tissues in the sense maybe
Protective
living
and
permanent
supporting.
tissue. Yeah,
Oh,
listen,
sorry,
living
sorry, sorry.
permanent tissue
Living and
or
dead.
dead permanent tissue. Okay, listen,
Yes.
listen. Permanent tissue may be living or it may be dead. Living in the sense what? They will have
Sir.
nucleus. Okay, if nucleus is lost, it is called a
Dead.
dead permanent tissue. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Now, so now functions of permanent tissue. Okay, we are going to discuss about the functions of permanent tissue. What are the three category of functions we are going to see? One is protective function, another one is supporting
Supporting.
function, and another one is
Conducting.
conducting function. Protective, supportive, and
Conducting.
conducting functions. Okay, fine. Now, first, protection. Okay, protective tissue. So, the basic property, they have thick cell walls. Okay, protective tissue will have what? Thick cell walls.
Cell
What
wall.
is the very defining characteristics of protective tissue? They must have
Cell
a
wall.
thick,
Thick wall.
Thick
yeah,
cell
thick,
wall.
thick cell wall. And then where they are present on all
Outer.
surface area, all yeah,
Yes.
outer area, surface of the root, stem, leaves. Okay, surface of the root, stem, leaves. Is it
Yes.
clear? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Examples, yeah, they are called epidermis of leaves. It secretes a waxy proof material, waxy waterproof material. Okay, leaf.
Yes.
What is epidermis?
So
What is epidermis?
the layer between.
I'll tell you. Listen, epidermis in the sense, yeah, a layer of plant cells, permanent plant cells, which is present over and means a leaf above and below portion of the leaf like a lamination. See, do you remember while getting a new notebook you do lamination? Okay, you cover your notebook with the brown sheets, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
That brown sheet has a lamination. You remember? Do you imagine that? Similarly, like that, the leaf will have a laminated sheet over the top as well as bottom. That is
Yes,
called
sir.
what?
Actually,
Epidermis.
actually, if you see it properly, like you can even remove the lamination from
Yes, yes,
the
yes,
way it's
yes. Very good,
packed.
very good. Yeah, yeah. That's a thin polythene-like structure is present. That
Yes,
waxy
sir. Yes, sir.
material. Yeah,
Right.
that is called. Yeah, that is called epidermis, which is helpful in protection. Okay.
Took it from
Similarly, like
onion
that.
and then we kept it
Yeah,
in microscope, sir.
yeah. See, listen.
Yes,
That is
we took it from
soft.
onion.
See, hey, listen. That is very soft material. Okay, very thin layer. And but look at that cork cell in the bark contains another strong waterproof material. Okay, you know the differences. See, if you just touch the stem of the plant, it is so hard, so rigid. Okay, again, that is made up of protective tissue, epidermis. Now it is very strong. Okay, but in leaves it is very thin, but here it is very strong. Okay, but both are called what? Protective tissues.
Protective
Okay,
tissues.
Yes.
yeah, it's there in the leaves as well as leaves is the most soft part of the plant, right? Very
Yes,
soft
sir.
part of the plant. It has epidermis like that. This one, the stem, like very hard part of the plant, again, which is surrounded by this thick cells, protective
Sir,
tissue.
and even when we like break the drumstick, we see a rope-like thing that comes off it, right, sir?
Correct, correct. Okay,
Yeah.
all that surrounding material, that is actually epidermal tissue. Okay, okay,
Yes, sir.
is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Protection, that is for protection. Now, second type of permanent tissue is supporting tissue. Okay, again, in this supporting tissue, there are three type of tissue. One is called what?
Parenchyma,
Parenchyma,
Parenchyma.
collenchyma, and
collenchyma,
sclerenchyma.
sclerenchyma.
Yeah, it is actually called what? PCS. What do they call? PCS.
PCS.
Yeah, P
Colon,
stands for what? Parenchyma,
Parent,
collenchyma,
Collenchyma and sclerenchyma.
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 We
Okay, what are the
studying
three?
in second
Yeah,
standard.
yeah, very good, very good. See, where because these terms are very fascinating, very interesting to say. That's why,
Yes,
we
sir.
always remember this thing, xylem, phloem, like that. It's like a poem. Xylem, phloem, parenchyma,
Poem.
collenchyma, sclerenchyma. So it's like good terms to remember. Like, fine.
They are
Now,
rhyming.
yeah, rhyming, very good, very good. Okay,
Yes.
good. So
Yes.
now, first let us study about the parenchyma tissue. Sir, the cells of parenchyma have thin walled. Okay, they are thin walled, and mostly they are oval in shape, and or circular or polygonal in shape. Okay, okay, you can see here they are thin walled. Okay, you can't see a differentiated. For example, like this only they are present. Like this, the cells are present with a lot of intercellular spaces. Okay, and a thin walled, the orange colors are cells, and then so this the green color which I'm drawing is actually the cell wall, thin cell wall of the plant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very thin, actually very thin. Okay, they actively divide. Okay, they actively actually divide, and you can see the spaces are called what? Intracellular,
No,
intercellular spaces. A lot of space between the
Yes,
cells.
sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So, and you can see there single large vacuole inside the cell. You can see single large vacuole. You can see. Okay, single
Yes, sir.
large vacuole. You can see, and then where they are present found in
Sir,
soft parts of the plant, such as cortex, outer region, and pith, central region. Okay, plant odor, outer region, and central region, like they are present. Okay, and what is the function? They store food. Okay, like
yes,
in
sir.
potatoes. Sometimes they provide temporary support to the plant. Okay, they provide temporary support to the plant. Okay, and then
So what do you mean by temporary support, sir?
so in the initial, see, look at that, when the seed is germinating. Okay, you just imagine a seed is germinating. Now the stem is not thick, it is very thin, but still it can grow tall. Okay, it can show,
Yes.
it can stand. Yeah, it is not
Sir,
just
like a
um
papaya tree.
yeah, look at that. See, even a seed is there, a seed is germinating, the root forms, and then the shoot forms. Shoot shows what? Positive
top one.
phototrophism.
Uh,
Yeah, phototrophism goes towards the light. You can see young leaves like this. You can see, right? But no, it is very thin, but still it can grow. It can grow. So this is called temporary support. But later the stem becomes very thick. Like later part, the stem becomes very thick. You have other protective tissue, hard, dead protective tissue comes after that. Okay.
so every
Yes.
plant has it like this only, right, sir?
See, listen. In the initial growth, something called the primary growth, secondary growth is in the initial stage. The stem is so thin, they will have lot of parenchymatous tissue. In
Yes,
the
sir.
when the plant is getting aged, okay, years and years are coming, the stem becomes so hard, so thick, right? Very rigid.
So like
Okay, most
basically the
of that cells are,
parenchyma cells are dying.
yeah. Hmm?
They are the thickness is basically the parenchyma dead cells.
See, parenchyma are living cells. You can see they are living. Parenchyma cells are living.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
but parenchyma also has to die, right, sir? Like it just has to
Hmm?
die,
They're
right?
living there.
Parenchyma.
They will die
They are, see, listen, they are
when the
baby cells.
plant dies.
Just imagine, they are baby cells. Okay, they are soft. Because they look at that, the cell wall is thick. What gives thickness to the plant tissue? Why when plant tissue becomes so thicker and harder, the cell wall becomes thicker and harder, the plant's tissue becomes thicker and harder. But in parenchyma, young cells, the cell wall is thin. That's the main characters. Thin walled cells. Thin walled. I underline this. Thin walled cell. Right? So,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
how can the thin walled cell gives tough rigidity? Very simple. In the initial stage, it gives some kind of rigidity. That's it. Can you understand?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
you repeat the
Fine.
last line? Repeat the
Now,
last
yeah. See, listen. Now, some parenchymatous cells, particularly in the leaf, contain chloroplast. If the parenchyma cell possess an organelle, chloroplast is an organelle. Okay, chloroplast is an
Yes, sir.
organelle which is present inside the cell. So, if chloroplast is present, they are called what? Chlorenchyma. What is chlorenchyma? Parenchyma cells with chloroplast are called what?
Chloroplast.
Chlorenchyma. Okay, because
Yes.
they have chlorophyll, a green pigment called chlorophyll is actually present. Okay, if
Yes, sir.
chlorophyll is present, yeah, if chlorophyll is present, what
Yes, sir.
process will occur?
photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
Yes, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis will occur. Very good. So that's about the parenchyma. And next
Yes, sir.
is actually collenchyma. Okay, collenchyma, second type of cell. So we discussed about P, now C, then S. Okay, yes, we discussed about P. Now collenchyma. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
just
So are you there?
they are, see, listen, collenchyma cells actually they are elongated because there is formation of what? Cell wall. Okay,
Cell wall.
cell wall is thickened. See, look at it here, thin cell wall. Can you see here what? Parenchyma, thin
Wall.
cell wall, but now it is thickened. Okay, so since and the property of the cell wall, see what substances makes the cell wall?
So like
Dead cells.
Dead cells, dead cells.
The cellulose.
Chemical substance. See, cellulose. What is it?
Oh, so
Cellulose.
Oh,
Chemical
yeah.
substance called what?
Okay, sir.
Cellulose. Okay, cellulose. Yeah, see, look at that. So initially the cells are like cells were like this. Okay, were like this. Initially the cells were like this. Okay,
sir,
but
so
now
colon-chyma is basically thick-walled parenchyma.
it is differentiate. Next stage. It is not called parenchyma. Parenchyma differentiates and becomes colon-chyma. Next stage.
Sir, I
Okay.
am saying I'm saying that
Future-
colon-chyma is
Future
based.
parenchyma.
Logically,
Yeah.
you are correct. Logically. Okay. But
Parenchyma
now,
2099.
yeah, see, look at that. Look at that. So now, like this, the parenchyma is there. Now the thick cell wall comes. Okay, like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
Sir, so it will basically cover those intercellular space.
correct. Yeah, between the cells only, the cell wall comes. Okay, the wall of the cell. Okay, now, yeah, look at that. See here. What did you see here? What did you see here? Just oval shell cells, and cell wall is thin. But now look at that. Since the cell wall can form a straight line only, like this only, like this only, like this only. It cannot go like this. Cell wall cannot, it is not flexible. It is rigid, right? So it gets a such kind of structure. So can you see
Sir,
now?
it's like when we try to stack rocks on top of each other, it won't work. But when we like put it like a wax around the like ridges
Ah,
of the rocks, it'll be easier
correct.
for it to.
Yeah. Okay, so like this, the cells and surrounding cell wall comes. So that is called what? Colon-chyma. Yeah. Where, so obviously it gets what? Elongated structure. Can you see the elongated structure? Okay, can you see this one? So colon-chyma made up of what? Elongated cells, with cells which have thick cell wall at the corner. Okay, very corner. Okay, fine. Now, where colon-chyma is present?
Nothing, sir.
Leaf
Nothing.
stack below the epidermis of the stems. Okay, leaf stacks will have colon-chyma, and then below the epidermis of the stem. Okay, and what is the function of
Sir,
colon-chyma?
how does leaf stacks have colon-chyma? Sir, how
See,
does leaf
some
stacks
see,
have?
listen. Listen. Have you seen like not all the leaves? See, listen. All the plants' leaves are not same type. Microphyll, macrophyll. They actually say some plants will have thin leaf. Some plant will have thick leaf. Okay.
Yes.
You imagine the palm tree. How the leaves are there. Look at the coconut tree.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
the leaves are thick enough. Okay, they are thick. Palm tree, coconut tree. Okay, but neem tree, very thin leaf. You just imagine neem tree, how it is there, very thin.
Why are you typing emojis still?
Sir, so like in the book it's given colon means sticky. Colon means
Yeah, that's
glue.
what.
It's given, sir.
Glue.
So is
That's what.
colon kind of sticky?
Yeah, in the sense, listen, look at that. That stickiness actually helps for the tight compactation of the cell. Can you see? The cells are tightly packed. Here, what we saw. Here, what we saw. Cells are loosely
Lot of
arranged.
space.
They are not. See, listen. The parenchyma cells are not glued. They are not attached with each other, right? But look at that here.
Yes.
The cells are compactly packed. Correct? Can you see? Many cells
Yes,
very tightly packed with each other. That says like they are attached with each other. Can you see? They're glued together. They're very close to each other. Means there is no intercellular spaces. The space,
Intercellular space.
they have that intercellular spaces. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You understand? That's why they are called glued. They're glued. They're tightly packed, compact. Okay, attached with each other. That's why since they are glued, they are compactly packed. They can give what? Support.
Sir,
Okay.
so they
The
tell us to
rigidity gives. Hmm?
sir, if they tell us to differentiate between parenchyma and chlorenchyma, there's only one difference. That is, chlorenchyma has chlorenchyma has chloroplast
Listen.
and
Hey, there are many differences there.
Hey, look at that. See, listen.
Like the word is different.
Chlorenchyma is different from cholenchyma. What is chlorenchyma? Chlorophyll,
Sir,
chloroplast containing
The
chloroplast containing parenchyma
yes,
is
I
called what?
studied this in the
Chlorenchyma.
previous chapter.
Ah, okay, but this is
pigment.
cholenchyma. This is cholenchyma. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, yeah. Now, so the next type of plant tissue is actually sclerenchyma. Okay, sclerenchyma means hard. Okay, they are so hard. Okay, mostly like they are composed of long, narrow, dead cells. Okay, slowly they become dead actually. Okay, so cells inside, for example, just look into that.
So
If
this
they
is
are
what
the
I
cells,
asked, sir.
uh, what did you ask?
Sir, I asked like when, like what, like parenchyma cells also have to die, right? When they die, what will happen?
They will
Ah,
constantly
very good.
multiply.
See,
They
listen,
won't
listen.
die.
See, listen. Wait. I'll tell you. See, initially, that's what called a specialization. See, you are born like you are born as
Immortality.
a baby. Hey, listen. You are born as a baby, right? Who asked this question? Kunguvela.
Sankat,
No,
sir.
Sarve.
Me,
Sankat,
sir.
Sangal.
Sankat.
Hey, Sangal.
Sarvesh.
You are born as a baby, right? Kuti Papa.
Yes,
And
sir.
Yes,
then
sir.
a boy. And then a man. Right? And then a
Yes, sir.
tata. Okay, grandfather.
Yes, sir.
Say
Yes,
old man. Now, here, look at that. This is PCS in the sense. First, thin cell wall. And then thick cell wall. And then there
Thick
are
cell
two
wall.
type of cell wall comes. Yeah. Primary cell wall and secondary cell wall. Now it's very thick.
And now it again
So,
becomes thin.
listen. Now even, of course, you don't get food now here. So what occurs slowly? Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There. No, you can't see anything here. Inside that, you can't see anything. Here you can see some oval thing. Here you can see the cell is alive. But here you can't see anything. Okay, because
Cell-
it is a dead cell. So thin cell wall and then thick cell wall and then only cell wall is present, no cell is present inside. So that is called
So
what?
like
Dead cell.
what
It
will it
become dead.
what will happen to it, sir? So like what will it
That's
do?
what. See, that gives the protection. That gives it. That's why plant odor, hard part, the bark, the cork is very tough because it possesses only dead cells.
Oh,
Here nothing inside that nothing is there. Okay, because it is some chemical substances like lignin. They call it as what? Lignified. Have you heard about this term? Lignified.
yes, sir.
Covered in
Means
a
what?
Yes, sir.
Lignin.
layer.
Lignin. See, cellulose
Layer.
is the component of what? See, listen. Cellulose is the component of primary cell wall. Okay, primary cell wall, young cell wall. Lignin is the component of what? Secondary cell
Cell
wall. What
membrane.
is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Secondary
lignin.
cell wall.
Yeah, lignin. Lignin is a component of what? Secondary cell wall. Now,
Secondary
Lignin.
cell wall.
cell wall is very thick. Inside, what is not there? Cell itself is
Cell.
not alive, but only the wall is there. So plant outer part is very, very rigid, very, very strong.
Yes, sir. I'm telling what do we call this type of a wall or a cell, that cell?
It is wall, just cell wall, dead cell. Dead
Okay.
cell
That
only
is
with its
cell
wall.
wall.
It is
Sir,
dead.
then what is the difference
Okay.
between sclerenchyma and dead cell, sir?
See, parenchyma, living cell. It's living. Again, it is living. But here it is dead. Because what you cannot see. This is the cell you can see. This is the cell you can see. But here you can't see the cell. It is
No,
absent.
sir. I'm telling
So,
what is the difference between sclerenchyma and dead cells, sir? Both are dead cells, right?
Sclerenchyma provides
hey,
protection,
hey,
ra.
see, listen. Cell is a singular one. Sclerenchyma is the tissue. Plural form. Dead cell.
Cells,
Together with tissue. Sclerenchyma tissue. Hard tissue.
like
Okay.
it makes it hard
Okay.
to cut
Yes.
down that tree or whatever.
Yeah, look at
Yes,
that.
sir.
The thickness because of what? Lignin. Okay? Lignin.
Yes.
Okay? Fine. They provide
Lignin and pectin.
strength. Yeah, strength
Sir,
to
there
the
is
plant.
pectin also, right, sir? There is
See,
pectin also, right, sir?
no, listen. Cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin are the component of what? Primary cell wall. Okay? Pectin is the component of what?
Oh, okay.
Primary cell wall. There are three substances. Cellulose. Another one is actually called what? Hemicellulose. They call it as what? Hemicellulose.
Hemicellulose,
And then pectin.
pectin.
They
So
are
lignin,
component of.
pectin, hemicellulose, cellulose, all of these are present
Hey,
in
listen.
cell wall in general.
Yeah, cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin are primary cell wall. Lignin, secondary cell wall. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Cellulose,
Yes.
hemicellulose, pectin are present in primary cellular. Their living cell is present. They covers the living cell. Okay? And then in secondary cell wall, the lignin is accumulated, deposited. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, fine. So, again, the parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, these tissues are basically the type of simple tissue. What is the simple tissue? Each being made up of one type of cell. See, all are parenchymatous cells. Parenchyma, collenchymatous cell, collenchyma, sclerenchymatous
Type
dead
of
cell,
cells.
sclerenchyma. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So look at that. What is the commercial uses of this parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma? Parenchyma supports the primary growth and development of the cell.
Together they
Sclerenchyma,
make a plant.
yeah, ropes, other commercial uses, ropes, mats, certain textiles made from plant fibers. These fibers are actually sclerenchyma. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
And then the hard shells of the plant. Okay, like they are sclerenchymatous. Okay, they are called stone cells. So just tidbit information you just know. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, so
Complex
PCS, parenchymatous, yeah, simple tissues over. Now we'll go to the complex tissues.
conductive tissue.
Okay,
Or
yeah, conducting tissues. Basically, they are complex tissues also. Simple tissues, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma are simple tissues. The conducting tissues, they are actually complex tissues. Why they are called complex tissue? Because they contains
Sir, it's
more type
because
of,
they do the function of the plant, sir.
yeah, fine. Look at that.
No, they're made up of more
Function
than
is,
one type of cell.
I
yeah,
know that,
more
but
than
they
one
also
type
like
of cells.
they
Yeah,
do the main
conduction
function of the
function.
plant.
Yeah, function, conduction,
There's
water
one more
and food
thing.
conduction. Okay, yeah, fine. Now, listen. They are also called what? Vascular tissue.
Conducting tissue.
Okay, conducting tissue are also called what? Vascular tissue.
Vascular
What
bundle.
they conduct? Yeah, what do they conduct? provides a passage
Xylem
for
and phloem.
water and dissolved material to move up and down of the plant. Okay,
That is xylem, right,
conduction.
sir?
See, listen, conduction occurs between root to the leaf as well as leaf to all part, both direction. Okay, conduction can occur bottom to top and top
Xylem and
to
phloem only make the conductive tissue.
all part. Yes, 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 you're right. So the work is shared by xylem and phloem. Okay,
Right.
xylem and phloem shares the
Together
work.
make
So yeah, there are two types basically. Now let us discuss about the first one called xylem. Okay,
xylem.
fine. So
Yes, sir.
in ascending order, we are going to see ascending in the sense what? Always
Going
when you read
up.
something, you start from top to bottom. Okay, so you look at that from small. Say look at the plant root and then to the top. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So what are xylem cells? The xylem cells are actually elongated, thick-walled. Okay, they are elongated and thick-walled, straight
Thick-walled.
and thick-walled. Okay, and also tubular form. Okay, they is somewhat in the form of tubular passage. They're like tube. Since they have to
Okay.
conduct, they forms a tube-like structure. Fine. Xylem provides what? Upward movement. Xylem supports upward movement. See, upward movement from soil to leaf, aerial part. Upward movement. They actually does. Okay, upward movement. What it conducts? Water
Water.
and dissolved
Water and
substances.
nutrients.
Yeah, water and nutrients. Where? From soil by the
From
root
soil
to
to the
other
plant,
parts of the
the
plant.
plants.
Yeah, very good. So that's a very simple thing. Okay, very fascinating. Also, from childhood, we are studying this xylem. Okay, fine. Now, older xylem makes wood, actually, wood tissue, and this wood does not participate in transport. Okay, young
Yes, sir.
xylem does the conduction. Old xylem does not involve in conduction. Keep this in mind. Okay, young
Sir, what is
xylem,
old direct? Old. What is
old
old
xylem in the
xylem?
sense slowly the xylem walls getting thickened. Okay, they just
Okay.
act as the wall, but they do not conduct. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yes.
They
Now
play no part in
you can determine. See, listen. So it forms as a ring. Okay, it forms as a ring. So based on that, even you can determine age of the tree by counting the rings. Okay, see,
One
one
ring
hard
is
ring
from
come,
here.
yeah, soft, hard, soft, like
Yes.
that. Alternative rings you can see. Okay,
Yes, sir.
one see here, for example, it is the pink one is or the purple one is young means like the red one I'm going to draw, which is actually very thick. Okay, so only
Yes,
the
sir.
thin one conducts and thick one does not. Older xylem will not conduct. Okay, fine. So based on this, how many rings are there? You can say age of the plant. Okay, fine. Now the xylem tissue. Now the components. There are four components of xylem. One is
vessels,
tracheids,
parenchyma,
vessels.
phylum.
Tracheids, xylem vessels, and xylem
Then
parenchyma, and
Parenchyma,
xylem
phylum.
together,
fibers.
see, listen. Yeah,
Xylem fibers.
tracheids and vessels. Xylem tracheids and vessels are actually called tracheic elements, and then parenchyma. Okay, the components
Yeah.
of xylem. Okay, the components of xylem. Okay, now let's discuss about these components. Look at that first. Tracheids.
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Yes. Hmm.
sir, should we remember that the this the picture above that
Yes,
Ring diagram,
because
sir.
see, listen, listen. Yes, you should remember because
3.5.
they may give the diagram and ask you, for example, they label it like this: A, B, C,
Picture based diagram. I mean picture based.
D, like that. Yeah, label the parts. So you should know what is A. It is epidermis, the outermost covering layer. That is epidermis. Okay, and then all the terms you have already studied: xylem, phloem, sclerenchyma, and that means there the position longitudinal as well as transverse position. Parenchyma, okay, phloem, cambium tissue. All these things you have studied earlier. Okay, you know how it is organized. Okay, epidermis is there, and then the cortex. This is called cortex, and then you can see phloem, cambium, xylem, and then just a minute.
Yes, sir. I get it, sir.
Yeah, because since see, listen, because of that only they are called what, complex tissue. Why this is called xylem is called means why it is called complex tissue? You can see epidermis, you can see vascular tissues,
Made of more
you can see, yeah, parenchyma, collenchyma, simple tissues, all kind of tissues are there. So that is why it is called complex tissue. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
And look at this image, the phloem. Okay, the phloem, the cork cambium, cork, ray, cambium. So like that, how it is actually arranged. You can see the outer part is very thick and inner part is thin. Okay, how the complex tissues are arranged. Okay, fine, good. So now coming to the components of the xylem. First, tracheids. They are made up of what? Elongated dead cells, maybe with large cavity or without any contents. With large cavity, without any contents means inside it is empty. Okay. Now, where they are present, the cells are placed end to end, forming a long tube. Okay. From root to the top of the plant, they are continuously present. Okay. All throughout the plant, it is present. And the functions, they have lignified cell wall. They provide mechanical support by developing various types of thickenings in their walls. Okay, tracheids forms.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look at the different type of tracheids. Here it is very elongated, and here it is cylindrical, and here you have one side it is very tapering in, and then it had multiporate with lot pores in between actually. Okay, so tracheids, can you understand, in different shapes they are present. It is continuously present throughout the plant. Okay, tracheids, and then xylem vessels, so also called tracheae. They are long tube like structures, there only transportation of water and dissolved minerals through xylem vessels. The transportation of minerals and water takes place. Okay,
Yes.
placed end to end. They are made up of elongated cells. Elongated cells placed end to end. And again, hard,
Sir,
thick,
once can you go to
lignified
the
cell wall.
tracheids, sir? Once can you go to the tracheids?
Yes.
You once go, yeah, once stay there. Can you go to the tracheid? Yeah, once stay there, sir. Stay there.
Almost the same type of functions only. Tracheids and vessel together, they are called what? Together,
Xylem.
mostly you
Sir,
can
they're
see,
called tracheal
yeah,
elements, sir.
tracheary elements. So they share most of the characteristics similar. Elongated cell, long cavities without any contents. End to end forming long tube. Lignified. Mechanical support. Okay, various types of thickenings in there. One same thing you can see.
Yes.
Okay, here main thing is they also supports one main function is transportation. Xylem vessels, another important function here is like through that vessels only water is getting transported and
Yes.
substances dissolved in it. Okay, other
Yes.
characteristics are similar. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yeah, fine. They act as continuous water pipe. This is the one defining character, continuous water pipe. Okay, so that's about the xylem tissue. Now, xylem parenchyma. See, this is living parenchyma. See, tracheids and vessels are dead. Okay, tracheids and vessels are dead, but xylem parenchyma contains living
cells.
parenchyma cells associated. They are living cells. Okay, they serve. What is the function? Storage of sugar and starch, also helps in conduction. So the main function is storage. Okay, tracheids and vessels are dead cells, hard cells. Xylem parenchyma is living cell, thin cells. They also support transportation, but main function is storage of food. Okay, can you understand?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
That's about xylem. Now let's discuss about phloem.
Phloem.
Okay. Yeah. So phloem is actually like also called bark. They provide passage of food for download movement of the food manufactured in the leaf. Where food is produced?
Sir, you forgot xylem fibers, sir. You
Sir,
forgot
on the
xylem
leaf.
fibers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Actually, xylem fiber also an important content. See, there are four components. Okay. Xylem fiber also supports what? Xylem fiber also supports what?
Structure of the plant.
Yeah,
Structure.
supporting function. Okay, a kind of flexibility it gives to the plant. Okay,
Yes. Sir.
xylem
Sir,
fiber.
so like the
You see
vascular.
the character. See, listen. The characters falls in between the xylem parenchyma and tracheids elements. Okay,
Yes.
the characteristics fall in between xylem parenchyma and xylem tracheids elements. Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. So now phloem.
Sir, so overall, almost the xylem tissue is basically a dead cell, dead tissue
Conduction
almost.
system. Yeah, yeah. Except parenchyma, xylem
Except
parenchyma,
parenchyma.
all are dead cells. Okay, all are dead cells only. Okay, fine. So it helps in conduction. Okay, mechanical support conduction. Now phloem. Phloem, where food is produced.
Sir,
Leaves.
food is produced in the leaves.
Yeah,
Leaves.
where so the leaf which is producing the food from the leaf, the food has to be transported to all parts of the plant. Okay, all parts of the, including the root. Okay, including like what the stem, the branch,
Root.
for
Stem.
every part,
Flower.
the flower. Okay, and the fruit. So all part of the plant, the food has to be transported. Maybe storage part or other part, no matter it is, but the food has to be transported. So for that, what supports? Phloem supports. Okay, phloem supports. Now, like they also like actually downward movement, but they also work upward movement also. Okay, food to the growing leaves. Okay, now coming to the components of phloem: seed tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fiber. What are the four components? Seed tubes,
Seed
companion
tubes,
cells.
phloem
Companion
fibers,
cells. Phloem
parenchyma,
See,
and
parenchyma. Phloem
companion
fiber.
cell.
yeah, companion cells. And please look into the image. Okay, see here you can see the seed plate, and then you can
Yes,
see
sir.
seed cells basically, and then the pits. Here you can see the companion cell. Okay, sieve plates, sieve pits, sieve cell, and then you can see phloem parenchyma and companion cells. Look
Yes,
into the
sir.
image. Actually, they are arranged one after other. So sieve cells, phloem parenchyma, companion cells, sieve plate. Okay, now let's discuss about the functions. Okay, listen. Sieve tubes made up of elongated cells, end to end forming a long tube, transverse wall, perforated. Together, these characteristics, they are called what? Sieve plates. What are sieve plates? Cells with elongated cells with long tube ends with the transverse wall perforated. Together, they are called what? Sieve plates. Okay, what is the function of these sieve tubes? They help
Sir,
in transport of food from leaves to other storage organ and other part of the plant. Yes.
yes, sir.
Okay. See,
Yes, sir.
listen. See, listen one thing. See, leaves are producing food. Okay. Do you know the relay process? Student will run relay, right? Relay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. So the first person who gets that stick or whatever the material, so you just assume that is the food produced by the leaves. So first food produced by the leaves are collected by whom? Sieve tube. Sieve tube elements. Okay. Sieve cells, sieve plate, all these things together. Okay. Here you saw it.
Yes,
The
yes,
food.
sir.
Look at that. What are the components of sieve tubes? Sieve plate, sieve pits, sieve cells. All these three together collects the food from the leaf. Okay, and they collect and they transfer the food to whom?
So once can you go
Companion
up?
cell.
Once
Yeah,
can you go up, sir?
companion.
Once can you go up?
Huh?
Once can you go
What?
up? Once
You
can you
have the
go
book,
up,
right?
sir?
Yeah,
Just
you have the book.
I just take a screenshot just in case.
Of
Just in
what?
case for what?
Hey, why do
okay.
you
This we will
care?
be sending
It's
you.
my safe measure.
You're
Okay, okay, fine.
wasting time.
Yeah. Listen, don't worry. You have taken up a taken a
Yes,
screenshot.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good.
He took,
No
sir.
problem.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, fine. See, listen. So the sieve tubes collect the food from the leaves and they just pass it to its friend called companion cells. Okay, so they are the living parenchyma cells closely associated with the sieve tube cells. Their friend. Okay, sieve tube board of friend, living friend, young friend. Okay, so
Yes,
like they collect the food and they give it to companion cells. They collect the food and give it to companions. They support. They just get leaves, gives the food to seed tubes. Seed tubes gives the food to companion cells. They help in collection. Can you understand? Fine.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Again, next phloem parenchyma. Okay, phloem parenchyma associated with phloem, basically storage. Okay, they both collect and give it to phloem parenchyma. Okay, first from the
Sir,
leaf, seed tube
sieve
collect.
tubes are sir, sieve tubes are they dead or alive, sir?
Seed tubes actually thick walled. See, listen, thick walled. Okay, thick walled. Okay, dead.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
dead. Both are dead. Sieve tubes are dead. Companions
Dead.
living cell. Actually, sieve tubes are dead. Companion cells are alive. These both are alive
Yes, sir.
basically. Parenchyma. So the parenchyma tissue actually, see, from both of them, it stores the starch. Can you understand? Storage
Yes,
function
sir.
is
Yes.
done by phloem parenchyma. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
yeah, the
Sir,
phloem
I have
fiber
a doubt, sir.
again dead. See, listen.
What is
I'll
that
finish it.
word after? What is the first word in Fulham parenchyma?
Hey, you have the textbook.
They are, see, listen.
I'm
There are
asking what word is that
parenchymatous.
there?
See, it is parenchymatous. What is parenchyma? You tell me.
Living
Food
storing tissues.
See,
Why?
parenchyma. In that, yeah, we saw initially, right? The oval shaped cells with the thin cell wall we saw, right? They are parenchyma.
Yes.
So, phloem parenchyma contains parenchymatous tissue associated with phloem. Phloem mode parenchyma. Okay. And they support in what? Storage as well as of starch, fat, and other organic substances. Carbohydrates, fats, protein, whatever they store. Okay. And then fiber, they are sclerenchymatous, means they are dead. Phloem fibers are dead actually because they are sclerenchymatous. Okay. They mainly provide support. Okay. The function is they mainly provide support. Okay. Now, yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna break the
xylem
microphone
and
to shout.
phloem collectively called what? Vascular bundles. Yeah, xylem and phloem, both tissues are called what? Vascular bundles. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
the veins of the leaves, example of what? In a leaf you can see veins, right? They are called what? Vascular bundles. Yeah. Okay. They are in continuity. Okay. Continuity with conducting tissue of stem and root. Okay.
Yes,
It
sir.
starts the veins in the leaf actually. It is starting from the root and the stem, and then finally it reaches the leaf. There you can see. But in root you can't see. In stem you can't see. But in leaf, that veinlets are actually the conducting tissue. Can you understand?
Yes.
Only in the leaf you can see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is about above xylem, as we said. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma are simple tissues. Xylem and phloem are called what? Complex tissues because they are made up of more than one type of cell, but working together as a unit. They are complex tissues. Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Yes, sir.
Just, yeah, just before finishing, just look into the chart. Summary: plant tissues, meristematic tissue, permanent tissue. What are meristematic tissue? Actively dividing cells
Actively.
found
They're
at
young
all
cells.
growing
They're young
parts.
cells.
Yeah, yeah. Permanent cells, non-dividing cells. Like they provide shapes and they have permanent functions.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, permanent tissues are classified into protective,
Protective,
supportive,
supportive,
and
conductive.
conductive. Protective, surface of the root, epidermis tissue. Okay, surface of the root, stem, and leaf. Yeah. Supportive tissue,
Wait a minute.
again, see, listen, supportive tissue, again, it may be simple tissue. Parenchymatous, collenchymatous, sclerenchymatous, supporting tissue. And then conducting tissue, xylem and phloem. Xylem, conduction of water and minerals, four components. Yeah, four components. And then phloem, conduction of food from leaf to various parts. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna
Okay.
break this
Yes.
mic
So,
and shout it.
yes, yes. See, listen. Okay, see, listen.
Decrease your volume.
Please read your text. Okay,
Yes,
in
sir.
next class, actually, we will be able to finish this chapter. Then you have to do lot of assignments and all,
Yes.
and tests also will be there. So please read it thoroughly. See, plant tissue, you have to spend a lot of time, but animal tissues and all, like somewhat easy for you to understand.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, sir, because we have it.
Okay,
now is it fine?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So your voice is breaking.
So thank you, sir. But I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Tomorrow is chemistry test.
Yes, sir.
I
We
know
know
I'm
that.
studying. Finished studying.
So easy. I didn't study enough.
Yeah.
Sir, are you
Yeah. So
speaking
Sir,
be
we
in
easy.
thorough
can't.
with
English?
what? The plant tissue. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And when we finish the next topic also, like plant animal tissues, they we have some without opening this soft copy, like that, some question and answer session. We and to answer. Instead, more than you will be, of course, writing or rest, but this is oral test. You going to 5 examination, so oral test be there. Is it
Hey, sir's voice lagging only for
Yeah.
you guys, or is it for me too?
Yeah, it's only for you, does uncle.
Bruh.
We can hear.
okay? Assignments or
Yes,
whatever.
sir.
We plant issues. Okay.
Yes,
Hello,
sir. Yeah.
students. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir. We can hear.
yeah. Anyway, so thank you all. Take care.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye,
Take
sir.
care.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Yeah, bye. Take care. Take care. Bye.